Today I thought maybe this session and the next session we will discuss a little bit about the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali, and the knowledge which Gurudev has given on such amazing sutras which are there. Yeah. So before uh, starting with the Yoga Sutras, Gurudev shares a very interesting story about Patanjali. I'm sure many of us who have heard it in Electronic City with us would have heard the story as well. But the story might be new for a lot of. In this session, we thought that we can. This is always interesting for a lot of us. I think for all of us. So I thought I'll start with the story in today's session. So a long time back, what happened was that all the rishis, the munis, they went to Vishnu. They went to Vishnu, and they had a problem on planet Earth and the problem was with respect to the health of the people. Just one second. So the problem was with respect to the health of the people. So when this happened, Vishnu had already taken incarnation as Dhanvantri, Lord Dhanvantri on the planet, and he had already given the knowledge of Ayurveda. So the knowledge of Ayurveda was already there. He had already given this knowledge, and still people were not well. Still people were falling sick. Some illnesses were coming in. So people were quite surprised that even after having this knowledge, they went to Lord Vishnu and gave all the knowledge of Ayurveda. But this time you can take the Adi Shesha. Now Adi Shesha is what? Adi Shesha is the thousand-headed. Okay. So there's a message. Just one second. Yeah. So Adishesha is the thousand-headed serpent on which Lord Vishnu rests, that many of us might know. And Gurudev has said, what does a snake, what does the Adishesha signify? He signifies awareness, yeah, and awareness in the mind. Yeah, that's what Adishesha is. A snake is supposed to be a very, very aware, the heightened awareness. Snakes have a heightened awareness. Any single slightest movement around them, they can make out very easily. Yeah, that's what Adishesha signifies. So Vishnu said, okay, this is Adishesha and take this. And, this will help you, Adishesha will help you to come out of the misery, the mental illnesses which the people on planet Earth are facing nowadays. And later on, Adishesha incarnated on planet Earth as Maharishi Patanjali. Yeah. And Maharishi Patanjali, when he came on planet Earth, he wanted to give the knowledge to people. And this time, it was not the knowledge of, Ayurveda was, of course, about the medicines, about the lifestyle. But this time, the knowledge was with respect to the health of the mind. Yeah. See, nowadays also we see that a lot of diseases are psychosomatic. Correct? It's not because of the food you're eating or your other habits and all. It happens because of illness in the mind. Like if you're very anxious, then certain diseases come up over a period of time. If you take a lot of stress, then also certain diseases come up over a period of time. So nowadays also the doctors are saying that 90% to 95% of the diseases which are happening nowadays are psychosomatic. It happens because of the illness in the mind. Yeah. So it arises in the mind first. So I think similar was the condition at that time as well. And Maharishi Patanjali came to planet Earth and he wanted to give this knowledge, but he was very demanding. Yeah. So he was very demanding. He said, okay, I will give this knowledge, but there are a few conditions. So the first condition he said, he gathered people around Vindhyachal mountains, yeah, somewhere I think in the south of India, itself. And he said the first condition is that there has to be 1,000 people. Yeah, you have to listen to this story very carefully now. There are a few questions at the end I'll be asking you. Yeah. So he said the first thing is that there have to be 1,000 people, not one less. There have to be 1,000 people. Only and only when 1,000 people are there, I'll be talking this knowledge. So he was very, just imagine, your teacher coming to you and saying you go to the teacher that I want to organize a course, and the teacher says, okay, I will come only when there are 1,000 people. So just imagine what happens in your mind. Yeah. So Patanjali was also very demanding. He said that there have to be 1,000 people. Only and only then I will be coming for the session. I'll be coming to take the session. And the second condition was that there has to be a veil in between. So he's sitting on the stage, and then there are people, the audience is sitting, and there is a veil in between. Yeah. So people were also very curious to see what this man has to offer, what this rishi has to offer. So they, agreed with both the conditions, and they gathered 1,000 people, and they made a veil in between the teacher and the students, and the session started. Now, the second thing which was very interesting, which made people very curious, was when Patanjali started giving the session, he did not speak even a single word. Yeah? So he was just sitting there, and people were still getting the knowledge. It was like some vibrations, some blast of energy. They could feel, the people who were sitting, they could feel the knowledge was coming to them. Even without Patanjali speaking anything, the knowledge was just coming to them when Patanjali was not even speaking anything. And the people were getting such good experiences. They were feeling a blast of energy, so much of enthusiasm, so much of wisdom they could feel. But at the same time, they were very curious that what is this man doing? First of all, he's behind the veil, so they cannot see him. Secondly, without speaking, he's making them understand the knowledge. This is something very, beyond our logic, beyond our intellect. Usually, it's, a lot of things happen which are beyond our intellect, and we start doubting a lot. The same thing happened with those 1,000 people sitting over there. But uh, the third condition which Patanjali had laid was that until the session is going on, nobody is going to get up and leave in between. Not even for a single break they can go. So this was the third condition, Patanjali had laid. So because of this third condition, nobody could leave also. They were like, okay, fine, doesn't matter, whatever it is, let's sit for a little while. But there was this one guy who was, there was a small child who was there who wanted to attend nature's call. So what happened? He just got up and he said, "Okay, anyways, 1,000 people are sitting. Who will get to know if just one 8 or 10-year-old boy goes for a washroom break or something? Who will get to know?" So what he did, he just got up and left. Now, when he got up and left, the other people sitting there got very curious. They could see that one person is leaving, and now their curiosity was way too high, and they could not contain themselves sitting there. So one of them just stood up and removed the veil. He just went behind the veil and to see what is really happening. Who is this man? He removed the veil. And they said the moment he removed the veil, all the 999 people sitting over there were burnt to ashes. Yeah. So this is the story, the first half of the story. Now Patanjali was very, very curious. He was very not curious. Patanjali was very disappointed. Yeah, he was very disappointed that he came to this planet to give the knowledge, and he started giving the knowledge, and everybody was burnt to ashes, and he could also not understand what to do now. But he had to somehow give this knowledge. So what he did was that he was waiting there for a while, and then he sees that this boy is coming, the boy who had got up and left, he's coming back. Yeah. And then he asked that guy, "Boy, where did you go?" And all, because of that, because of that guy, all this happened. And that boy was also feeling very bad because he did not expect anything like that to happen. So then Patanjali said, "Never mind, I have anyways come to give this knowledge. So I don't want to leave the planet without giving this knowledge. So I will give this knowledge to you. Even if it is one person, I will give this knowledge to you. But at the same time, since you have violated the rules of the session, there has to be a punishment for you. So what is going to be the punishment?" He said, "I will give this knowledge to you, but you will live your life like a Brahma Rakshas." Now, what is a Brahma Rakshas? So Brahma means Brahma is related with knowledge, and Rakshas is the Asura, the demons. Yeah. So he said you are going to be a Brahma Rakshasa, and you are going to be the Rakshasa, the Asura, the demon, but you will have the knowledge. Yeah. Now, Gurudev said something very interesting, that there are a lot of people who have a evil mindset, the wrong mindset, and they, if somebody who is not very knowledgeable, And if he has a wrong mindset, a negative mindset, he cannot do much harm. You just imagine if one person decides to become a terrorist who is illiterate, doesn't know anything, he cannot do. He will of course do some harm. But just imagine a person who is a nuclear scientist, who's very knowledgeable, yeah, or a very top level leader who is very knowledgeable. If he decides to become a terrorist, then how much damage he can cause? Can you imagine? Yeah, entire Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we have seen this two blasts and the entire city was gone, right? So a person who has knowledge can do much more damage than the one who doesn't have that much knowledge. So the Brahma Rakshasa is the person with the negative, the demons with knowledge, and this category is more dangerous than the other category, right? So Patanjali, blessed this person with knowledge and cursed this to be a Brahma Rakshasa. And he said, you will be liberated only when you deliver this knowledge to at least one person, but that one person should be good enough to receive this knowledge. You cannot give this knowledge to anyone. He should be an eligible person. Now, uh, the Brahma Rakshasa, he used to hang on the tree, sleep during the night, and wake up during the night and sleep during the daytime, and eat people coming on that way. All those things he used to do. But in 1,000 years, he could not find even a single person who was eligible to receive this knowledge. Yeah, and 1,000 years passed by, he could not find anyone. And then Patanjali got very compassionate about this about the Brahma Rakshasa. He said, finally he's my student. The gurus are very compassionate. He said, doesn't matter, if he's not able to find. Then Patanjali himself took a incarnation, a birth on this planet, and became a student of the Brahma Rakshasa to receive this knowledge, so that the Brahma Rakshasa could be liberated. Yeah, it's a very interesting point, in the scriptures, where the guru himself takes birth as a disciple to give knowledge to the to take knowledge, to receive knowledge from his own disciple, so that the disciple can be liberated. So this shows how much compassionate gurus are. We have Gurudev, Shri Ravi Shankar ji, we see he's so compassionate. There are so many things, so many techniques, especially the Sahaj Samadhi meditation. Earlier it used to take so many years for people to get the mantra, so that they're able to meditate. But Gurudev has made it so easy. Even the Sudarshan Kriya, people say that the experience they get in Sudarshan Kriya, it's the people who have done yoga for many years, they say that the experience of Sudarshan Kriya is much more higher and much more deeper than any other thing that they have done. So gurus are so compassionate. So Patanjali was also so compassionate. He came, he incarnated himself again, and then he took the knowledge from the Brahma Rakshasa, and the Brahma Rakshasa got liberated. Now, when the Brahma Rakshasa was giving knowledge, so it went on for 7 days. So Rishi Patanjali and the Brahma Rakshasa, they were sitting on the branches of a tree, and they were communicating. And Patanjali was making notes on the leaves of the tree. So they were sitting on the tree and using the blood, and their his own blood used to make a scratch on the skin, and using the blood, he was making notes on the leaves of the tree. And 7 days this went on. At the end of seventh day, Patanjali came down. So the Brahma Rakshasa got liberated. Patanjali came down. He made a pile of those leaves, covered it in a cloth, and kept it below the tree. He wanted to go and take a shower. Anyways, just imagine 7 days sitting on a tree without doing anything. So he wanted to go to the river and take a shower. When he was coming back, he saw a goat was eating some of the leaves. Yeah, and he was very disappointed because some of the knowledge was gone. But never mind, he just took the rest of the leaves, and he went back, and then he started giving this knowledge to other people. So this is the story of Patanjali. Now I know you would have a lot of questions: why the goat, why this and that. So at the end of this, Gurudev asked us to ponder over that what is the significance of the veil. First of all, what is the significance of 1,000 people sitting, and the veil in between, and why those people got burned to ashes, and then why the goat ate those leaves, why not something else? Yeah, and so many questions are there. And this story is mentioned in the scriptures, in the Puranas, but the explanation of the story is not there. So it is up to us to ponder. Yeah, so you can ponder this, and you can send in your replies. We will unmute the group also for a little while, the WhatsApp group, so you can post your queries, post your comments over there. And I thought that along with this story, I'm sure it's an interesting story. How many find it interesting? You can just show a thumbs up or write something, so that I know that you are there with me. Okay, so I can see a few thumbs up. Okay, very interesting. All right. So, okay. So along with this, I thought I will just take up one more one point. So this is the knowledge of Patanjali, the Patanjali Yogasutras, which Gurudev has given a commentary on, and it is in two volumes. The second volume is he has still not spoken on that. Only the first half he has spoken. So that's why the book says Patanjali Yogasutras, Volume One. Okay. So, so I thought that we will take up a few sutras from the Patanjali Yoga Sutras over the next few weeks. So this stories and scripture session we will do for this whole month. Every Thursday we will do, and we will take up a few sutras every week. We also have Navaratri in between, so I thought maybe during the Navaratri, uh, yeah. So I thought during the Navratri, we will take up a few stories of the Devi. There's a very interesting stories of the Devi. So we'll take up a few interesting stories and just discuss during the Navratri. The Chaitra Navratri is there. Okay, so we will just take one sutra. It's already 8:23. So for today, we will just take one sutra of Patanjali, which happens to be a very favorite sutra for a lot of people. And this it helps a yogi, a seeker, I think the maximum, a lot of times. So when we are doing, there are a couple of things which are mentioned in the Yoga Sutras. If we see our mind keeps on running to different directions, to different places, and we really don't know how to handle our mind. There are so many thoughts, so many emotions, and we have absolutely no idea how to handle our mind. Yes, no? Yeah, I think we all have this concern. That's why we are here. That's why this urge to have this knowledge comes. Yeah. So Patanjali talks about two ways to get out of this tendencies. There are so many vrittis, so many modulations of the mind, and how to get out of these modulations. Patanjali talks about that. So there are a couple of ways to get out of this. The first thing Patanjali says is abhyasa. Yeah, the sutra is Abhyasa, Vairagya, Abhyasam, Tan Nirodha, something like that. I'm not sure of the sutra. So, Abhyasa and Vairagya, these are the two ways. So, Vairagya we will not discuss today. It's a little longer topic. Today we will discuss about Abhyasa. Now, Abhyasa, we all understand Abhyasa means practice. Yes, it's a very simple thing. We understand that it's practice. Now, what this practice is, how it should be done. So there is this sutra in the sutras of Patanjali. It says, "Satu dirgha kala nairantarya satkara sevito drad bhumihi." Yeah, Satu dirgha kala. Now, what does this dirgha kala mean? So dirgha kala is for a long time. Yeah. So any practice that you do, it will fructify, it will get you result when it is done for a long time. Yeah. Now this is the first mistake which a seeker makes. We do kriya for 10 days, we meditate for 10 days, and then we say, oh, nothing is happening. Yeah. I know still thoughts are coming. Or a lot of people come to the happiness program and say, I did the happiness program for 5 days, still I'm getting angry. Yes, I'm sure a lot of you also might have this query, because we come with these expectations that okay, now once I do the happiness program, once I learn the solution, everything will be fine in my life, my mind will be handled. Yeah. So this is the first mistake that we make, that we think that once we do the Sudarshan Kriya, that means now everything life is set. I'm not going to get any negative thoughts, no unnecessary emotions. So this is what happens. So that's why it is very important that Dirgha Kala, we need to understand that it needs to be done for a long time. Yeah. How long? That depends on you. You will get to know when it's a long time, yeah, when that thing is done. But long time. Now just imagine you see somebody playing a guitar, yeah, a very nice, very accomplished guitarist you see playing the guitar, and then you feel, oh, I want to be like him, I want to play a guitar like him. So to play just one song, you may be able to do it in 2 days. Yeah. Okay. So Sangeet says, please continue the session for half an hour more. Okay. So we'll see a few minutes more, then we'll continue. Yeah. Okay. So so now you see somebody playing a guitar and you want to play so well like that person. Now to just play, like for example, my own story, I'll tell you. So I got a guitar as a birthday gift. Yeah. and like most of the guitars, the destiny of that guitar to be hung around a wall. Yes, and this happened, but it was my friend's birthday, and I wanted to play Happy Birthday for him. So what did I do? I learned how to play Happy Birthday. That was very easy. Yeah, you just open up a YouTube video. I'm sure you can find a million YouTube videos on how to play Happy Birthday on guitar. It's very easy. Yeah. So to just learn that one song, it just took me half a day, not even that. I could easily do that. Of course, it was not so flawless, but I could manage somehow to just wish my friend. Yeah. Now to do just one song, it will not take much time. But if you want to learn chords, like there are three, four, five chords, I don't know, you want to learn chords, it will take some time to learn those chords, isn't it? Yes, that takes a few months to master it. Yeah, to learn few chords, it will take a few days or weeks. Now to master the chords, it will take months. Yeah, you have already learned, but you want to master, you want to be flawless. It will take months. Now to be a teacher and to play expert level guitar, it will take a year, 6 months, a year, couple of years. It will take some time. Yeah. So now just imagine a thing like playing a guitar. To master playing a guitar, you need a year, 2 years of practice. Yes. Now just imagine here we are talking about our own mind. Yeah. And our mind is definitely far more complex than playing a guitar. I'm sure we agree with this. Yes. So Satu Dirghakala, for a long time, you need to do it for a long time. Any practice that you do, you need to do it for a long time. The second thing is Nairantarya, Satu Dirghakala, Nairantarya. Nairantarya is without a break. Yeah. Now, if you practice for a couple of days, this we have also seen. Yeah. For example, you decide to go gymming. Okay. I'm sure we have done, all of us have done this once in our life. 1st of January, we decide now this time we are going to run every day, do Surya Namaskars every day, go to the gym, whatever. Or not 1st of January, but any other day maybe. And you start doing, and then 3 days you go, 4 days you go, and then there's a 1 month gap. Yeah. Does it help you? No. In fact, it has the reverse effect. If you run for 4 5 days and then you don't run, you will put up more weight. Yeah. So that's why it is important that whatever exercise you're doing, you do it regularly. Otherwise, it has a little bit, you know, negative effect also at times if you don't do it regularly. The strenuous exercises, yeah. Light yoga is fine, but the strenuous exercises you need to do regularly so that the positive effect is there. Yeah. So Nairantarya, without a break. Yeah? When you do it without a break, then you get the results. Okay. So Dirghakala, for a long time without a break. Nairantarya. Satkara Sevito. Yeah. Satkara Sevito is with honor and respect. Now, a lot of people say that I have been doing my Kriya, I've been doing my meditation, but I don't see that benefit. The first time I did the course, I could see a lot of benefits, a lot of positive, things. But now I cannot see that. What is missing is Satkara Sevito. What is Satkara Sevito? With honor and respect. So when we do our practices with honor and respect, then we see the benefit is multifold. Yeah. Today I was listening to Gurudev's commentary on Narad Bhakti Sutra as well. He said this, that there are two ways of doing anything. One way is to do it with expectation, that I want to get this, I want to get that. Yeah. The other way is to do it as an expression of joy. Yeah. It's a very thin line. One is you do it with expectations. I want these things. So Kriya also a lot of us do because I want something. I want my mind to be peaceful. Okay. And the other is I'm doing it because it is so nice, I feel so good doing it. So this shift in our mindset we need to get. Yeah, that is what honor and respect is. When you're doing the pranayama, let's say the second stage of pranayama you are doing, enjoy every single breath, savor every single breath, give your 100% to every moment. Yeah, this is what honor and respect means. It means attending to every single moment. Yeah. In fact, on my Instagram today, I wrote this post. I was reading this book called Ikigai. I'm sure some of you have heard about it. So the Japanese also have this concept. It's called, in Japanese, it is called Ichigo Ichi E. Yeah, Ichigo Ichi E. It means that this moment is unique. The moment you have right now is unique and it is not going to come again. Okay, so give your 100%. In Art of Living, also we say, live in the present moment. The present moment is inevitable. Yes. So that's what honor and respect is all about. That when you are in the present moment, when you're doing your practices, attend to it 100%. Do it with full honor and respect. Yeah. And when you do it like this, then what happens? Drid bhumihi. it gets established into yourself. Whatever you are doing, that knowledge gets established in yourself. So Satu Dirgha Kala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito Dreda Bhumi. So Satu Dirgha Kala, for a long time, Nairantarya, without any break, Satkara Sevito, with honor and respect, and Drid Bhumihi. So when you practice, then this gets established in yourself. So this is the sutra for today. And from tomorrow we start our group sadhana. And these times, although it is a very challenging time for the entire world, the economy is down for the whole world. I was seeing the Sensex, the different index of the stock exchange and all that I was seeing. So 20%, 23%, 15%, it's like that. It's a huge, it's a drastic, change for the economy. People are so concerned, so worried. So this time it is even more important. In Art of Living, this is why this organization is so unique, that we take responsibility. We see what is happening in the present moment, and we take responsibility for the whole world. So what we can do, the first thing we can do is take precautions ourselves, keep ourselves safe. So whatever the guidelines are there from the government, from the WHO, let's make sure that we implement all those guidelines. Yeah, because it's extremely, and especially for India, it is a very critical phase right now. The next 2 weeks are very important, so let's make sure that we are following the guidelines. The second thing what we can do is we can send our positive vibrations to the whole world. Yeah, we are meditators, and our meditation, our sadhana has a lot of power. You would have heard of the butterfly effect. Yeah, the butterfly effect, it says, it's also related to the string theory. So it says a butterfly fluttering its wing in Africa can move the clouds in the Amazon rainforest, or in China. That is the effect. That's the butterfly effect. So a butterfly fluttering its wings in some part of the world can have the effect. It can affect the clouds in some other part of the world. Yeah? So just imagine, the butterfly has so much of effect. We as human beings, as meditators, we can do so much, and our prayers have a lot of power. So for the same, we are going to start, to implement the same, we are going to start the group sadhana from tomorrow. It will happen 6:30 to 7:30. Same link, you can join in. And we have Madhuri also on the call. She will be taking us, Madhuri and some more people in our team, they will be taking us through the group sadhana. The group sadhana is open only for the people who have done the Art of Living course and learned the Sudarshan Kriya. Okay. So if you have done the Sudarshan Kriya, definitely join. And along with the group sadhana, we will do some chanting also for a few minutes. So chanting also has a lot of power. So let's make sure that we all join in just 1 hour. It's good for us to increase our immunity. At the same time, the positivity that we gain, we share with the whole world. And we pray that whatever issues, whatever challenges we are facing now, it gets resolved very, very, very soon. Okay. So I know you had a good time, and I can see in the comments also, and some of you want me to elongate the session as well. But for today, I think this is good enough for today, and we will have another set of some more sutras we will discuss in the next session on the next Thursday. So in case if you have any questions, we will keep this window on for a couple of minutes. You can drop in any questions. Also, what we will do, maybe on the WhatsApp group as well. So one thing I would request, that a lot of us could not join today who really wanted to join, because it's a new concept. So Zoom is some people are using Zoom for the first time, and we had the Prime Minister address also at the same time. So some of us wanted to attend that as well. So one thing what we can do is that whatever experience, whatever you learned from today's session, or whatever experience you had, if this session added value for you, I will be unmuting the group now, the WhatsApp group now. Please write it over there, and it will also inspire other people to join in from next time. So whatever learnings you had, please write them. And anything else you want us to do, anything you want us to take up, any ideas you have, please write it on the group. We'd be really happy to hear from you. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Really nice to be talking to all of you. Let's meet tomorrow morning, 6:30 in the sadhana. Jai Gurudev.